everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Andy. I hope you're doing really well wherever or whenever in the world that you are. Today I'm going to be doing my January reading journal setup spread video. All right, here we go. As you can see, I did sort of trace out my general idea of like how I wanted this layout to look. I also, you can sort of tell here, and I think I'm going to show you in a second. Yeah, I did already do the Dutch door off screen because I don't know, I kind of forgot about filming it. That was the edge cutter I used. Here's the washi tape that kind of inspired this theme. I realize you can't really see clearly these markers, so I'll be sure to list the metallic Jelly Roll pens, the Tombow dual brush pens that I used, and as much of the other materials as I can. That Westcott ruler, I have really mixed feelings about. I don't know that I would recommend it necessarily. All right, so behind the Dutch door, I wanted to use this kind of Art Deco geometric ombre looking washi tape. I tried to line it up just right, but I don't know if I got it quite perfect, but I did the best that I could. And I think from far away, it looks pretty nice. I ended up washi taping about 1/3 of this page. Yeah, I like that you can just kind of see it on the side there. All right, so if you couldn't tell already by the thumbnail, I went for a very roaring 20s Art Deco kind of aesthetic for this layout. I've never done anything like this before, so it was fun to try. Because there's so much line work in this little design, I did try using the ruler, but I find it so hard to use the ruler. I don't always make straight lines, which feels really ironic to say. And this ruler has a cork padding underneath. And so sometimes I think it's hard to get it at just the right angle where the line feels really uniform. Sometimes I feel like it's splotchy or thinner on one side than the other. So yeah, the ruler and I, we're not always pals. These border decorations or designs that I found, I basically just Pinterest searched Art Deco borders and got a few inspirations from various pieces of art that I found on Pinterest. And I know that you guys can hear Frances. I'm so sorry. As soon as I start recording these, she wants to be all up in my business. I also found this sort of Art Deco-y font, and I was gonna print it, but I couldn't quite find one I liked. So I gave a go at writing it on my own. And like most of these spreads, it is not perfect, but I kind of like that it's a little homemade. I decided to put my calendar on this side. That way I could list out and note any of the new releases that are coming out in January. So I think with my metallic jelly roll, I'm going to circle the day of the month and then on that list write which books, especially as I kind of organically or unexpectedly hear of another book that maybe I didn't include in my 2023 releases video. I just want to be able to have a space where I can capture, new release information. Something to note about these metallic jelly roll pens is they took a really, really, really long time to dry. And I know you'll see a couple times I totally smudged things. And also, you can't erase over them. So if you're going to use them, I would erase your pencil markings before, because when you go into erase, it smears the metallic pen. So I think I might end up going in with the white jelly roll marker to cover up any of the pencil stuff because it's going to drive me crazy. But yeah, you can't erase with these. So if you have them or are going to buy them, just be wary of the dry time and if you're trying to erase. The box section that I'm working on now, this is going to be a list of all the books that I read in January. And the one above it is going to be my very, very, very teeny tiny TBR list. I really think this year in 2023, I'm going to use my TBR only to note kind of the must-read books for that month. It'll really include book club books or, if I honestly, I can't think of another reason. Really, it's just to make sure that I don't forget about the book club books that I have to read. I've mentioned this in a few reading journal videos. Those open square boxes, what I tend to do is if I read the book within that month, I'll fully cover it in. If I start it but don't quite complete it, I'll half shade the box. And if I don't get to it all, I will migrate it to a different month. So yeah, here I am just adding a bit more embellishment to these little box borders. I'm going in again with my little Art Deco font, and man, S's are hard to write. Does anybody else feel like S's are a really hard letter? I struggle with the proportions so badly. So, my S looks a little kooky, but that's okay. I alternated. Some of the lines in this is the one-sized pen, and then the other, like the accented lines, is the 005. So the smaller pen bit. On the back side, I decided I don't do any annual readathons, the ones that go on throughout the entire year, but I do like participating in readathons or reading challenges. And so I decided to steal the January prompts for some of these annual reading challenges. So like you'll see Buzzwordathon or like the Buzzword one, Buy Books and Lala, and a few others. I'll try and mention all the creators down below. So I think I'm just going to probably put the book title, a picture of the book cover in these little, in these little spaces. Maybe indicate my star rating and maybe a favorite quote. I don't know. We'll have to see what I have room for. Yeah, because again, I don't want to commit to these reading challenges all year round, but I'm feeling a lot of reading enthusiasm as January is approaching. So, I figure I could give these January prompts a go. On the other side, I left a little space to write about my favorite January book or book series. I'm going to include information like the title, author, genre, rating, and any notes I want to highlight. Adding a little bit of another style header, that kind of Art Deco 1920s theme. I did end up using two different dual brush pens. I started with just the N60, but then I also ended up using the N95 marker as well, just to give a little bit of a contrast to have kind of a darker and a lighter gray tone. Adding some little doodles. Oops, I realized I'm a little out of screen. I'm adding the same border that you see at the top. I'm just adding the same thing to the bottom. I did have to let the metallic pen sit and dry for a little while, so this is maybe 15 minutes later that I'm moving on to the next side. I think this spread, I'm envisioning it being book covers of all the books that I listed on the first page, all the books that I've read, and I think I will just have the book cover and the star rating immediately underneath it. This will be my first time trying this spread out, so I don't know. I think if I love it for January, I'll probably continue on. If I can't stand printing out the book covers, or I feel like it's not enough information or something totally different, then I'll probably change what I set up for February. As you see, I quickly changed my mind. I didn't like the way the gap in the middle looked, so I end up just pulling one long strand of the washi tape. Oof, again, I apologize. I realize now, as editing Andy, that I'm totally out of frame. I think I fix it in a few seconds, but I apologize. You'll see what the bottom looks like. It's a direct parallel match to the top. I wanted to leave this pretty empty because, again, I'm envisioning it being full of book covers, so I didn't want to include anything else. Here's a little flip through. Got my January cover page with the calendar, my mini TBR list, and another box for me to list all the books that I read in the month of January. Got my January prompts for all these reading challenges, readathons, then my favorite book spread, and then, of course, this blank one where I'll put all the book covers. So, yeah, this is a very new theme for me. Overall, I like the way that it turned out. So, that's all I got for you guys today. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy bookish content and specifically reading journal content. I think I'm going to try and make this a pretty consistent form of content on this channel. Look at me just organizing all my washi tapes and such. I don't know why I'm doing that. Anyways, that's all I got. Let me know what theme you're going to create in your January 2023 reading journal or bullet journal. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.